Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to AG Tactical. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a beautiful ass day today. I know I am. A little day off, A little day off ain't hurt nobody. I just got a little toaster oven, so that's fire. One of you guys had said in my DMs, a couple of y'all actually, they're like, hey, how do I support you directly? How do I support you directly? This and that. So I'm not asking, but for those who do want to support directly, I added the Cash App link at the bottom. That's specifically for the people who just wanted to support, because I've got a few messages like that, and I didn't really have infrastructure to receive anything. So boom, made the Cash App. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys keep me going. Without further ado, we're moving straight into the Darrell Brooks case. Now, it's almost over. We're pretty much almost covered everything, but there was a super interesting part that we forgot. It was when Darrell claimed that he had, well, no, he didn't claim, but he was giving them a lot of issues with the COVID protocol. You know what I mean? First, he had COVID. First, he has COVID symptoms. Then he doesn't want to get tested for COVID. Why? Because he wants to stall, right? So he's like, so why do I even need to be tested for that anyway? What's the severity of me being tested for COVID, right? So we have this back and forth, and we actually have a witness that they have to cross-examine to get to the bottom of this craziness. So let's go ahead and check this out. I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys are having a great day as well. Let's go ahead and do this thing.
So my understanding, just from the information Mr. Brooks has provided, which is part of the public record, is he is requesting an adjournment of all proceedings due to learning that he's on a COVID-19 protocol. I don't have any other information than that, sir, but based upon you providing that information, again, I did
Yeah, so basically he's trying to buy time. He wants an adjournment for being on a COVID protocol, but at the same time they want to give him a rapid test, which will just give him his results right here, right now. But he doesn't want to take that apparently. Okay, so let's see what type of information he's going to provide us to support that he should be on this protocol.
Why is that? Because I didn't understand. Immediately in my head, I started to get afraid when they said they had to even test for COVID.
Well, were you reporting being sick and symptoms prior to them asking you to test?
Yes, I've told multiple officers. I didn't know what it was at first because it started with fatigue, with me feeling very fatigued.
Because it started with fatigue, with me feeling very fatigued. Oh my God, this guy's whole existence just sucks, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I said, man, I don't know if it's just me being tired, or that's what I initially thought it was. Maybe I'm just a little exhausted. But I said, no, anybody knows their body. I said, this got to be something more, because I'm really, I don't even have an appetite. Then when I'm trying to eat, I can't taste anything. That's what said, okay, now I need to put the medical sick
When did you
card
report these symptoms to the medical people or to even just a correctional officer?
A few days ago. Over the weekend is when I started to notice the fatigue. So I was telling officers, man, I don't feel good. I don't know if it's just I'm tired. Usually I don't just jump the gun and say something's wrong, because it may just be.
The most interesting thing across this entire case is that he's bent over. Like, why this whole questioning, why is he bent over like this, bro? Don't assume that position in jail. I'm gonna tell you that much. Like, bro is just all comfortable, bent the hell over, and a 90-degree angle. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is going on?
It could be anything. So
when did you report the loss of taste?
I reported the loss of taste last night.
And was it after that they told you they wanted to test you?
No, they didn't tell me till this morning that they wanted to test me.
What other symptoms are you reporting at this time?
That was it so far, just the fatigue and the loss of taste. which is the reason why I was told that I had to take the test. Which I was told at that time also that the earliest my results would be back would be Friday.
See, he's trying to stall, bro. He's trying to stall. He's like, okay, the trial's about to start. Let me go ahead and get some COVID. Let me go ahead and catch some COVID real fast. You know what I mean?
And you said at this point you're not willing to take a rapid test.
Well, they said this is the test that they do. The nurse was very clear in what he was telling me when he told me how the test, because like I said, there was a lieutenant and 2 officers right there while the whole thing was going on.
I understand all of that. I have a very specific question to you, sir.
I was asking them questions, and he specifically told me that this jail, this is the test that they do. They do not do rapid tests. I didn't even ask about the test because I know nothing about the test. This is what I was told. And after he told me that, I said, okay, fine, just do the test and I'll just sit on the protocol, because at first when he told me, you know, you're going to have to be on a protocol where you're isolated. I said, okay, fine, just do the test. I'd rather you do the test and make sure that I'm healthy than to just refuse the test and just say.
I think I get what he's saying. The rapid test will give you results immediately, right? It's gonna pop up, you're negative or you're positive, right? But he wants the other test where it's like it goes to a lab and you have to wait a few weeks and you have to be put on protocol to prolong time. So he doesn't want to take the rapid test. What I'm getting this from, he doesn't want to take the rapid test, but he wants to take the test that goes to the lab and takes really long. Okay, Brooks. All right.
I just wait to see if I get better or something like that. So I said, yeah, just go ahead. And that's what I was informed. Friday would be the earliest that I would get the results back. And I would be placed on a protocol which is called isolation, where I'm not allowed out of my cell.
Anything else, sir, you think I need to know about this issue as I consider your request?
Now, at this time, I'm just telling you what I know. Multiple officers were there. They can tell you the same thing that I'm telling you now. Like I said, Lieutenant Chamberlain was there. 2 officers were there.
Any objection if I talk to any of them to confirm what you're saying?
Absolutely not.
Any objection if I need to ask the jail administrator about, or anyone else at the jail about, the protocols and what's available for testing?
Absolutely not.
Given any information about whether anyone else in the facility is experiencing COVID right now?
I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know who. I'm in the mental health medical pod as it is.
So no information's been provided to you that there's like either a lockdown or some type of a restriction due to any like concern over COVID at this time?
I would never have that information, because like I said, I'm limited in the pod that I'm in. I have no interaction with any other inmates, and my interaction with staff is pretty limited.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that additional information. I know, sir, what I've provided to you is generally the for employees. I fully recognize that the jail may have different protocols just because of it being in a correctional facility, and inmates are, of course, or can be very close to one another. And so I don't want to presume that this is exactly what they follow. And so I'd like for them to tell me what their protocols are as I consider this request. At the moment, I told you this earlier, you're not within 6 feet of anyone else in this courtroom. And I believe that provides ample protection for the other people in this courtroom. As I consider this request, you've provided information to the court. You've been able to tell me the symptoms that you are reporting, your understanding of the protocols, and despite you reporting fatigue, I don't know if you're standing or sitting on the chair. I can't quite tell. It appears like you're standing, but maybe leaning over the table. Oh, knee on the chair. Okay, but you've been able to very clearly, coherently make your position known to the court at this time, and I appreciate that. Let me ask.
Oh, so he's bending over in a 90-degree angle because he has fatigue. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because you wouldn't just sit the fuck down and talk to her. You have to bend over and put your foot on the chair. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, buddy. All right, buddy.
But right now I'm addressing the most recent inmate communication form that is dated October 5. Would you please state your first and last names for the record?
Angela Wallenhop.
If you could please advise us on the record again of your job title and responsibilities.
I'm the jail administrator for the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department. I am head of the division in charge of all staff and inmate issues.
Could you provide information to the court on the general COVID protocol within the jail?
Judge, I would prefer to not speak to the operational considerations with that. I can speak to the fact that there are different protocols that are put on people for different medical or management reasons, which may have modifications to them. I can speak to the protocol Mr. Brooks has placed on, that it won't affect the area he is living in, nor access to areas that are not other inmate occupied.
That seems fair. I don't want to certainly put all of your operations on display. That's not necessary. But if you could speak to the specifics as it relates to Mr. Brooks's current situation.
So he would remain in his current cell housing location. He would have access to a conference room if he needed it, access to a telephone. And we would be able to, it's a safety security measure for him as well as our staff. And we can safely produce him for court. No reason for an adjournment. You're 6 feet away from everybody. You don't want to take the rapid test. Like, brother, well, then go to court and just feel bad, you know?
When I hear the phrase being on a protocol, that to me could have more than one reason. Someone could have been exposed, someone could have tested, or someone could have reported symptoms that required testing. Would I be mistaken in any of those beliefs?
You are correct, Judge.
Would there be any other reasons for someone to be placed on a protocol, a COVID-19 protocol within the Waukesha County Jail?
No.
And would you tell me which one of those three options has prompted the COVID protocol for Mr. Brooks?
Oh, well, why don't you guys put in the comments and guess? Guess. Oh, it was self-diagnosed, 1,000%. He came to them and told them, just in case you didn't know.
Judge, I have not reviewed his medical record prior to arriving here.
All right, fair enough. Do you have an understanding of what that is?
Yes,
based on information provided to you?
Yes, however, he has not signed a release allowing me to speak to the court. So if you are ordering me to speak to the court, I can speak to what my understanding is.
Mr. Brooks, I took your statements earlier that you would not object to me asking jail staff about the current situation to verify the information you provided. Is that still correct?
I said that I wouldn't have any issue with pertaining to myself. I don't know. I'm not speaking about anybody else in the jail. I'm not speaking about...
We're talking about you, doofus, idiot. We're not talking about nobody else in the jail.
Everybody's situation is different.
Right, and I'm specifically referring to your situation.
Well, the question was asked in, how does it pertain to me? It was pertaining to me, all the questions, which it came up when I said that there was a lieutenant and there were officers present when I took this test from the nurse.
Right. I'd like to verify the information that you're providing to me regarding what was reported by you, what tests were administered, and why you're on the protocol with the jail administrator. First of all, do you understand what I want to ask her about?
No, I do not understand.
Of course you don't know.
Did you hear what I said just now?
I do not understand.
But did you hear what I said?
Frankly, Your Honor, I think she would probably be the wrong person to be asking because she wasn't present.
You must understand then what I'm saying if you think she's not the person who would provide that information.
I don't understand.
So
I didn't consent to understanding or agreeing.
I did not consent to understanding or agreeing. This man is actually saying these words out loud. Oh my God. She said, would you have a problem with me asking her about the COVID protocol? You know, he was like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The thing is, she should have never asked him again. It's on the record that he said absolutely not. She should have just asked anyway. Now he's like, oh no, I don't understand that. She's probably the wrong person to even ask about that. But I don't consent to understanding or agreeing. Like, bro, this guy is really a doofus. Like a moron. Like, voluntarily a moron. Shit.
No, I do not understand.
all right. I took his statements earlier. I realize you don't have a written waiver as to be a verbal waiver of any privacy rights under HIPAA, and I am directing you to answer the question.
Okay. It was brought
After all that, she just directed her to answer the question. No, I don't understand. I don't consent. I don't. Okay, just answer the question. Since Jackass over here wants to make himself look more guilty.
to my attention shortly before the lunch hour that he had made statements that prompted the medical department to follow up. As I said before, I have not reviewed the medical record. It is my understanding he was administered a test. He was also offered another test, to which he refused.
Yep, he was administered the lab test or whatever test that takes forever, because I took one before. It took really long. And then they have the rapid test where it's 1 line, 2 line. And guess what? If he had peed on that shit, wait, do you pee on it? I think you, wait, how do you, wait. How did I, no, you put it in your mouth. You put it like on your tonsils or some shit. Anyway, if he had done the test, the rapid shit, it would have been 1 line, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it doesn't even make a difference. He can still appear to court. He's just trying to buy time.
Do you have any information regarding whether this other test would have been a rapid test?
I believe it to be.
Do you have those tests available in the facility to offer to an individual?
I have one available right now.
I mean, we could pop it out right now, stick it in his mouth.
Of me or of the witness?
Jail administration.
Go ahead, you can ask a question.
Ms. Wallenhoff, if there were different types of tests available, why wasn't I administered the correct test when I first was tested? Why would essentially I would be asked to take a test, take that test, then turn around again and be told to take a whole nother test? In my mind, that's almost like some type of ploy or something, some type of scheme.
How's that a scheme?
Why?
It's called a second opinion. It's called taking 2 tests. You fucking moron. You dumbass. You imbecile.
Why?
Sir, what's the question?
I asked the question, why would I not be given the correct test from the get-go instead of having to take 2 tests? If I've already taken
Mr.
one
Brooks,
test,
you have to give her an opportunity to answer, and you
I've
gotta
already-
ask one question at a time.
I just asked the question.
Can she answer it then? Do you want her to answer it? I
Stupid.
presume you do, since you asked the question, so you need to stop talking so that she can answer it, okay?
Limit your abuse, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I don't appreciate being talked to that way, Your Honor.
He said, limit your abuse, Your Honor. He really doesn't, like, the English language to him doesn't even make, he doesn't even, like, understand what the fuck he's saying. He's just throwing, limit your abuse, Your Honor. What the fuck does that mean?
A time.
I just asked the question.
Can she answer it then? Do you want her to answer it? I presume you do, since you asked the question, so you need to stop talking so that she can answer it, okay?
Limit your abuse, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I don't appreciate being talked to that way, Your Honor.
Your objection is noted. Go ahead and answer.
Judge, I would prefer not to answer that question. He states the wrong test. I don't know what he's speaking of. I have not reviewed the medical record with what test was administered, so I would prefer not to answer that question.
All right, fair enough.
I did not say the wrong test. I said 2 tests. If it was, why would I need to take 2 tests for the same symptom?
Your Honor, I object to relevance and beyond the scope of this witness's knowledge, and it also assumes a fact, not an evidence.
All right, so I'll sustain the objection. I'll give both parties an opportunity to ask questions of this witness since it's Mr. Brooks's request. I know do you have any other questions for Jail Administrator Wallenhopt on this issue at this time?
I don't think I was clear, or I didn't have clarity on the answer to that question. Essentially, what I'm asking is,
He didn't have clarity on the answer to that question. You mean you didn't have clarity to the question you were asking? He is all over the place. Like, he definitely failed English with an F minus. Like, I'm not lying. Like, bro went below F. He got F minus on English. Bro is so stupid that he wrote Dawn on his forearm, and he doesn't even respect his mom. That's how stupid he is.
why would I need to take 2 tests for the same thing? There shouldn't. If I'm taking a COVID test, why would I need to take another one?
And I'm going to object as to lack of foundation and beyond the scope of this witness's knowledge, Your Honor.
The objection is sustained. I'll direct the witness. She does not need to answer that question. Next question, if you have one, please.
I still don't have clarity on that, Your Honor. I'm baffled.
I'm baffled. I'm baffled, Your Honor. I'm just shit, Your Honor. I'm baffled right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, Your Honor. I'm baffled like shit. I don't know what's going on. I'm innocent. I just ran over those people because they're in the way. They should have got the fuck out the way, Your Honor. It's not my fault. Like, I'm baffled, yo. I'm fucking baffled right now. It's crazy. It's probably the biggest word he knows in his fucking vocabulary.
Another question? A different question?
Would it be any way to verify why I would need to take 2 tests for the same symptoms?
I'm not sure I understand the question, sir. I think
Opera is loving this shit. You could tell she had 2 hours of sleep and she's having the greatest morning. She's like, you know what? It was okay to not get that sleep because this shit is gold. This shit is golden. This guy is a moron. She's already thinking about all the circles she's going to run around him during trial, as we've seen.
I'm referring to the nurse who administered the test.
the nurse isn't here, though. This is Jail Administrator Wallenhopt.
And that's why it's hard for me to wrap my head around why Mrs. Wallenhoff would be called to testify when she was not present. I think the wrong person is testifying.
Do you have any other
Because
questions
the
for
reason
her?
why I say
I understand
that-
what you're saying. Do you have any other questions for her, though?
Are you sure you wrapping your head around what I'm saying, Your Honor?
Do you have any other questions for this witness?
To your knowledge, you just said that you have a rapid test available right now. When did that become available? Because I was told otherwise.
I know there is a rapid test available right now. As I stated before, it is my understanding that you were offered a rapid test and you refused.
So why was I not offered a rapid test from the get-go?
Objection, relevance.
It's because they give 2 tests in the story. It's really that simple. Like, the fuck? Oh my God.
She may answer.
I do not know the answer to that. I have not reviewed the medical record, jail contracts with a medical provider.
Thank you. Next question, if you have one.
So there are more than one type of COVID COVID tests administered by this jail?
Again, the jail contracts, Judge, I prefer not to answer that. The jail contracts with a medical provider. I do not direct testing for medical conditions. That would be our medical contract.
I believe the record's clear that
I like how she just ignores every question. At this point, she probably knows all these answers, but she's like, fuck you, dude. I'm like, no, I'm not answering. Like, fuck off. Like, Your Honor. Look straight at Your Honor. Don't look at nobody else. I love it. He's really getting, I could tell he's getting irritated by this. It is irritating him.
a rapid test was offered. It was declined by Mr. Brooks. The record's also clear that he did submit. He did submit to a test, but this witness is not able to answer whether that was a rapid or not, given her role in the Waukesha County Jail as the administrator and not in charge of medical. I will find she does not need to answer that question.
I mean, I swear this is a bit of a circus right now. Like, we're over here asking medical staff about, I guess it's house cleaning, housekeeping. They do stuff like this to make sure protocols are followed, and the defense attorney would ask a few questions. But in my opinion, this just seems like a big waste of time, all caused by Darrell Brooks. Like, he's spearheading this conspiracy of just wasting everybody's time until he just walks free. Like, what are you going to do with those extra 2 weeks in isolation? You know, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? Just read books and prepare for his case? Like, come on now. It's not going to help you either way. It's like just delaying the inevitable. Just let it happen. Let it take you over. That's what's going to happen anyway.
Because it's outside her scope. And to further answer it might be speculative. So, do you have another question?
So, would it be fair to say, you just said it would be speculative, so would it be fair to say that it would be speculative that the second test would be a rapid test?
I will make a determination on your motion after all of the evidence and testimony on this issue is received.
Is that an answer,
I can't
Your Honor?
answer that question at this
Well,
time.
I'm
sir.
asking it of Ms. Wallenhoff. Is it because we just said it would be speculative?
Well, you were looking at me when you said that.
Well,
so are you? And I'm not going to answer that question. I'm not a witness in this. I make the determination
the reason why
ultimately.
I was looking at Your Honor is because
Do you have another question
I'm
for
still trying
Jail
to figure out
Administrator
how-
Wallenhaupt?
I thought testimony was supposed to be the prosecution and the defense's time to
Sir,
ask
do you
questions.
have another question? Otherwise, I'm going to ask the state if they have any more from this witness.
I love how he's just bent the fuck over. Like, bent the fuck over. When he started this shit, he was all lethargic and, yes, Your Honor, are we going to cover subject matter jurisdiction? Like, he was super lethargic, trying to act the part. Now he's getting irritated. Just stand upright. Stand upright. How about this? Opper is sitting down. Sue Opper across the room from you. Why don't you just sit down since you're so tired? This man is in the 90-degree fuck me please position. Like, bro, you're weird. This shit is like, oh my God, bro is not going to survive in jail. I swear to God. Over here trying to look fatigued. Oh, they're going to fatigue you in jail. That's what they're going to do. You're going to get super fatigued for real. You're going to be like, no, I don't want to go in 90 degrees no more. You better arch that back, sonny boy. That's what they're going to tell him.
I asked the question, would it be fair to say that it's speculative about what the second test actually was?
Mr. Brooks, I don't understand your question.
Me neither.
What
Me
is
neither.
it to understand about it? If you were offered a test,
Objection, relevance.
no, it's a question.
Hold on.
I'm
You're
getting
asking
some- I'm going somewhere.
I'll let you get the question out, but I would just note you're asking her a hypothetical that, given her role, she might not be qualified to answer. But you can go ahead and ask it.
Well, it's not hypothetical.
It is hypothetical. You don't understand the fucking definition of hypothetical. What if? What if? That's how you started it. That's a hypothetical. Hey, what if? Hypothetical. Shut up. Just shut up, bro. What if? Shut up. It's a hypothetical, moron.
Very logical. if you were offered a test and you took it, why would you need to essentially take another test that could have been
That's a hypothetical.
done right from the beginning? If there would be any issues,
He doesn't understand logical versus hypothetical. He's like, no, this is very logical. You could be hypothetical and logical. Dumbass.
would be
Right, Mr. Brooks, it's not relevant what she would do. So that's essentially an argumentative
Okay, so
question,
why
and it's
would
not
I do it?
relevant. So
Why would
sit
I do it
down.
then?
You're done asking questions because you've
so
now
is that
asked.
a judicial determination?
I haven't made a judicial determination yet.
You're
Go ahead,
practicing
Attorney
law from the
Opper.
bench by being able to ask
Mr.
certain
Brooks.
questions of yourself.
Mr. Brooks, okay, here's your warning. I'm giving Attorney Opper an opportunity
So
to
you're
ask this
practicing law from
witness
the bench.
questions, and if you interrupt her, you will be removed to the next courtroom.
I don't consent to being removed to the next courtroom. I don't consent to even being at these proceedings if I'm not able to put on a proper defense, which is my constitutional right to be able to do so. I haven't agreed to any contracts. I haven't consented
You and
to
the
any
bullshit.
contracts, and I have
Your
not
objection
consented.
is noted. Attorney Opper, go ahead.
I have not consented
Thank you.
to
Ms.
an
Wollenhop.
estoppel either.
Although Mr. Brooks is under a COVID protocol, is he still allowed to review his discovery materials in his jail cell?
Yes.
Jay, for relevancy.
To your knowledge, are those
Hold on.
materials?
The objection is overruled. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
To your knowledge, if you know, are his discovery materials currently in his jail cell?
Yes, ma'am, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
I object to
Is
that,
he
Your-
still
I object
able-
to that, Your Honor. I'm not allowed
Sir,
to
her
keep.
answer stands. There's no question to which to
I
object.
object to that. There is.
You can't testify at the moment. If you want to provide further information after she is done testifying, I will give you that opportunity.
He's a child that can't wait to jump into the water. He's like, no, Billy, you will drown, okay? We're going to go to the shallow side. Billy, no, Billy, we're going to go home, Billy. Like, yo. Like, he is in some, like man, he didn't get no attention as a kid. Something happened. He's like, shit, dog, you're just down bad.
Will she?
Your
will she be
objection
able to-
is
Will she
overruled.
be able to stay right there so I can ask the question?
It's not your time yet. You have to wait. So this is the final warning. Okay, I've given you
He
a
should have been in the
lot
other
of
room already.
leeway today.
You have not, Your Honor. You haven't. No.
I
you
am
haven't.
turning
No.
to Attorney Opper. It is her opportunity, her turn to ask this witness a question.
And it is my right to be able to object, just like she objected
And-
when I was asking
Right,
questions.
and when the court rules on an objection, usually the party who objects stays silent. I rule on the objection. The parties don't debate the ruling. It's noted for appeal. And then we move on.
Then I would like to put you on notice that I will be appealing that judicial decision that you are making.
Next question, Attorney Opper.
The judicial determination.
Ms.
rather,
Wollenhop.
that you are making.
While on COVID protocol, does Mr. Brooks have
Yo, bro is insufferable, bro. It's like you would never be able to win an argument with him. And you know what's even more important to understand about that? He's not worth winning an argument with. You know, I think she's just trying to get him just to the edge of shutting the fuck up so we could continue and do our thing. Because like the famous saying goes, arguing with an idiot just makes you an idiot, bro. Don't argue with an idiot. He's a moron. I bet you he's still arguing these same points to himself in the jail cell right now. Like, yeah, she didn't prove subject matter jurisdiction. I'm actually supposed to be free. I'm not even supposed to be here right now, man. Yeah. That's what he's saying for
access
sure.
to the tablet in his jail cell?
Yes, ma'am.
And that tablet has legal materials available for him to access if he so chooses. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And while he is on COVID protocol, does he have access to the conference room, which also contains a computer with further legal materials?
Yes, ma'am.
And nothing about the protocol would restrict his access to any of those materials. Is that correct?
Correct, ma'am.
And you've
I object to
indicated
that. I
previously.
object to that respectfully, Your Honor.
So, an objection goes to whether there's lots of rules of evidence that apply. But if you're objecting to her answer, that's a different thing. You can argue the meaning of that
objecting to the
language.
question.
Okay,
Not
the
the
objection.
answer.
But then you have to say objection before she answers. You
She
objected
didn't
after
answer.
she
She
answered.
didn't answer the last
The
question.
objection is noted. It's overruled. Her answer may stand. Next question.
Ms. Wollenhop, you're aware that there has
Yeah,
been...
he about to stand up. That he about to take over that fatigue in a minute. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm feeling better. I'm angry now. Shit, this fatigue wearing off."
digital discovery made available to Mr. Brooks for him to view in the Waukesha County Jail, correct?
I respectfully object to that.
Overruled. She may answer.
Correct.
He would view that digital discovery on the computer in the conference room in his pod,
I
correct?
respectfully object to that.
Overruled. You may answer.
Correct, ma'am.
And
So you're gonna
the
overrule everything, Your Honor?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Brooks, you have got to stop. It's fine if you object. I will rule on it as I deem appropriate under the rules of evidence, which, by the way, I provided a copy for you. See that big book over there?
No, I don't
It
see
has
it.
the criminal statutes.
I don't see it.
It has the traffic.
I don't see it. Man, I had an ex like this. You would tell her the most illogical shit, and she'd be like, "No, my emotions. But my emotions. That's Brooks right there. But my emotions. That's all. People like that will get you killed. I promise you that. When it comes to a serious situation, and you need these people to actually show up for you, and you need these people to actually, like, you know, shake out their little own world of fucking fantasy and actually deal with reality right here, these people will leave you dead in the water. That type of mentality right there. She's like, "Do you see that book right there?" And it's like clearly there. "No, I don't see it. I don't see it." That's when you enter the realm of delusion. And a lot of people, I promise you, a lot of people walking around here today live in this state of delusion. Like, if I just lie about it and lie to myself about it, it's really not happening. Stay away from these people, guys. Stay away from these people, because those are the type of people who get you killed, get you robbed, get you taken advantage of, all the above. These are the worst people. I'm telling you.
The code, it has the rules of evidence.
I don't
it's
see it.
on your table. It's behind the microphone, and it's there. I've provided it to you as a courtesy so that you have that available to you.
Anything to me.
Right, I'm directing the bailiffs to remove him to the
have,
other courtroom.
something
I've
that-
provided ample opportunity
I've
for
never-
Mr.
I've
Brooks
never
to
taken
abide by the
anything-
simple
I've
rules
never
of
taken
decorum
anything,
and
Your Honor.
civility.
Your Honor, I don't
He is-
consent or agree to what you are doing.
Your lack
don't
of
give
consent is
consent.
noted for the record.
Bailiff,
don't
yeah, hold on. Bailiff, do your job, 400-pound man. Let's go. Get him up out of here. Get him up out of here. Why are you putting your hands behind your back? Grab his little bitch ass from the back of the shirt like a little puppy and carry his shit. Like, all right, little shit, let's go. Like, what are we doing? Grab his ass. Like, let's go. 400-pound man, what are you doing?
I'll make a more full record when we are open again to the public.
I don't give consent.
I don't approve to the stopple. No. I don't approve to this stopple, okay? It's a word, guys. Trust me, that's a word. Hold on. Hey, Siri, define stopple. Oh, it's locked. Damn it. Hey, Siri, define stopple.
I found this on the web.
Yeah, I promise y'all it don't exist. It don't exist. The word don't exist.
To be removed.
Madam
being
Reporter, the
able
record
to
should
exercise
reflect
my
the court is
constitutional
stepping
right.
off the bench. You may step off.
I
if you
move.
want.
I move for a motion to dismiss. You still haven't even ruled on the claim. There's no one that even has a claim against me here.
I'm confused as to why they haven't removed him yet. She clearly told him to move. Well, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. I guess they took him out later on. I thought they were going to grab him up by the back of the neck ASAP. Like, what was that? What was that little gesture of putting his hands behind his back and waiting for Brooks to finish? Got me messed up. I would have grabbed him by the back of that orange shirt, give him a little elbow to the nose by accident, and got him up out of there. Shit. Anyways, people, I love you guys, man. We're going live tonight. Tap in. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And until then, stay inside, stay safe. I'm going to see you later.